Welcome back to BeerFormers. This is episode 41. We're so happy to be here again for another episode with you. We got more Transformers to talk about, more beer to talk about.
That's right.
We got 317 subscribers now, Noel.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
Thank
shot up a
you.
lot last week. So thanks all for subscribing and telling your friends and family and loved ones and fellow collectors and
We're
lovers.
assuming.
Yeah,
They might also think this is terrible.
the whole list.
Are really hoping that
By
people
subscribing to it, they're
suffer.
playing the long game.
It's a
man.
long game,
The long
absolutely.
game.
Glad to be part of it.
So we've been talking about the Seekers. We did a couple videos on that. We did the Constructicons last video,
That was pretty cool.
and there's a bit of a method to our madness sometimes here what toys I select. A lot of it has to do with my shelves, as you can see behind me here. So like I'm way behind on getting a lot of these covered up with plexiglass because does keep the dust down. So people ask sometimes, how do you keep them dusted? Well, right now the vast majority of my collection is not being dusted.
Because I heard your wife's a cheapskate.
Yeah, no, I was like really gung ho there for several years, and I just kind of dropped off. I didn't get back into that, but that's neither here nor there. So, because of the way my plexiglass comes on and off, sometimes when I get a shelf exposed, it's easier to kind of stick to that shelf for a while and do some toys out of that, and that's why we chose what we're choosing to show you guys here tonight. It isn't. I have the combiner shelf exposed.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Getting into how the sausage is
half the
made.
battle.
That's G.I. Joe.
Oh, sorry,
Which is
wrong
related
show.
tangentially. All right, so this combiner team we're going to talk about tonight is Japanese exclusive. It is one of the combiner teams that came out in like the late 80s when basically Transformers was kind of fizzling out in both America and Japan.
Right, which is hard to believe that was actually a thing.
Yeah.
But it was, for a while it did seem like
this combiner comes from the Victory toy line.
Okay.
Okay, so like that was the one there, the Star,
like the Victory
Star Saber,
2 or
yeah,
the
Star
Jackson
Saber and
Brothers.
Death Star and all that kind of stuff like that. Yeah. It's unique in the sense, as we're going to break that here in a second, that it only involves 3 members that combine.
Oh, is that pretty low for a
That's
combiner?
very low for a combiner. Yeah, the fewest combiners that I've seen are 2. We've done the cassette combiners. Remember that?
Right, that's true.
And those are little small guys, though. But this guy's pretty big. There's a lot of headcanon tonight. Heads up.
Oh boy.
Okay, because this was a Japanese only one, so a lot of the names just doesn't jive with a younger Dave.
I just have to ask. Yeah. Are any of them named Chachi?
No Chachis tonight.
Not this time.
So we're gonna be talking about the character. I'll use the Japanese name first. Road Caesar.
What?
Road Caesar is the character's name.
His whole name like Caesar, like Caesar Augustus.
Yeah, so like again, I'm trying to get in the mind of the Japanese
Caesar.
creators. But yeah, like Caesar, like the king.
Like a ruler. Okay.
Like a ruler. So Caesar. Again, I'm not trying to denigrate.
Road
I'm not trying to
Caesar.
denigrate anybody.
I want to be the Road
But I
Caesar.
do think that
they get out of my way
when they
go
did name
for
things with English names. I think they kind of sometimes chose this because maybe it sounded cool. Okay, to them. Now, if they were to bring over a thing in America and call it Road Caesar, maybe it'd sell. Maybe it would. It definitely,
I don't know.
It definitely doesn't fit like the naming convention that the bulk of the American Transformers had. So, headcanon time here. We're talking about Road King. Because that is a thing. There's lots of things called Road King in America, right? Road King this, Road King that.
Yeah, so you renamed him Road King.
Yeah, so I kept it the same idea. But, instead of Caesar, which kind of, whatever, the Roman stuff, Road King.
Yeah.
So Road King is made up of 3 guys. Let's go ahead and get them out here. So I'm just kind of show them one time. Now, they're Japanese names, again. Are a little different than what I'm going with in my headcanon here tonight. This guy here, he's the leader of them. Okay, he's going to form the torso and the arms, as you'll see in a second. His name was Blacker, as in more black, black than someone else. Yeah, Blacker. All right. This guy here, who's yellow, his name was Braver, I believe, as he's braver than someone else.
Okay, I like it.
Now this guy here was Laster.
This is getting interesting.
Right. All right.
Because he's long-lasting. He's got like an Energizer battery.
Yeah. And these guys have another little hitch here we're going to see in a second, too. These guys are kind of cool. These were released in Europe at one point. Sans all the Japanese mythology that came with them. They were just put out in Europe, right?
Same
names,
though?
They were given different names.
Oh.
This guy here, he's got knobby tires. He was called Gripper.
Okay, like it.
So I kept that one. This is Gripper in my headcanon, right?
Okay. Wow. Right. How do you keep track of all this? We're going from Japanese to Europe.
Yeah, this guy here, as you'll see when he transforms, has got like flame patterns on him. Yeah. So his European name was Flame. So I kept that too.
You like that one too?
Flame.
Okay.
So Gripper, Flame. This guy here was called Lightspeed, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
But there's another character with that name. And there's precedence for that in Transformers. But when I was headcanoning this, I'm like, I'm going to avoid that, okay? So I called him Supersonic.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So Gripper,
Same
Flame,
concept.
Supersonic, all right? So these guys, we'll show you one thing, and then we'll put them into Wells' greedy hands here. So
and they become Road King.
These guys, they become Road King. These guys have a little special feature. I'm going to take one piece off here because you don't need it anyway. This is part, is like a shield for his arm and part of what helps make him a super robot, right?
And it looks like a face.
Okay, we've done Headmasters on here briefly, right? These guys are called Brainmasters. I'm going to show you. I'm going to blow your mind with this here, right?
Oh no!
Okay, so like the panel here on the front folds down, and the face goes down. I'll put it in. I'll put this on the screen so you can see better. And
Transformer Brainmaster 発進 Brain Set パワーを合わせて合体だ Brainmaster 合体ロードシーザー
And guns fall off. You got
guns
that?
fall off. Revealing inside a little figure that is like very akin to a headmaster. All right, So headmaster are the guys that can turn into a head for the guy, right?
Wow, that's
So
pretty
each one of these has this.
cool.
These were called the Brainmasters because I guess rather than make Headmasters 2,
Yeah.
they had something. It's essentially the same idea, except for I'm plugging on top. They go in this little part here. When I raise this up,
And break it off.
no, it's all
You're pulling
tabbing
it well.
in here. But when I raise this up, there's a platform in here that I'll just put this on the screen here. I'll put this as close as I can. When you do this, this goes up and reveals a face.
Whoa!
You see that?
Yes, that was cool.
So the face goes in. That's part of the cartoon. When these guys transform, these guys were the robot, and this just made them into a bigger robot so they could fight better.
Okay.
Okay. So
Like,
so like the
it's
regular
a pretender,
like-
but not a pretender.
Not a pretender. Pretender had an outside shell that
Okay.
that helped them fight and stuff like that.
Is this just like armor?
Yeah, in a
Okay.
sense, it makes them bigger so they can fight like that. So each one of these was like in Japan was like the brain of this, the brain of that. You know, they each one had like a special kind of like thing that they were the brain of. I can't remember what they were off the top of my head. Put it in the comments if you know. I'll look it up later and put that on there too. But each one of these guys can have this figure, and the figure can sit so they can pilot the vehicle. So I'll go ahead and leave them out now, or you can just leave them inside the chest compartment the whole time when you're transforming these guys too. It doesn't really matter. But this pulls up here, and then the head comes into place. Oops, if it didn't pop out again. Blacker or Gripper here is giving me troubles tonight. This is the first one I got. I got this at our very first BotCon.
Oh, seriously?
Up in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, cool.
So the face comes up there. It's with the face in the place.
That's neat.
So Star Saber could do this.
So
too.
you got them all separately, then?
I did, yeah. They did come out in the gift set, but I
Yeah.
acquired them one at a time.
Were you excited when you found him?
Yeah, it was. One of my first Japanese Transformers I ever bought. You want to try to transform him real quick?
Okay, what am I transforming him
He
into?
turns into a dune buggy. He's
Okay.
very simple in transformation.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it'll
Oh my
snap.
God,
It'll
it's
snap
this.
in place. You got to snap that in place so it'll stay. No, like. Well, you got actually you did it. Okay, and he's got a
I did
couple
it.
little wings that'll flip out too to give him a little more aerodynamics, I guess, or whatever.
Wings.
Yeah, on
Like
the
that.
arms. See the little thing right there?
No.
You're looking right at him. You touched them. These are little wings here.
Oh, I got it. They're real little.
Yeah, they're a little bit.
Real little.
And so
Okay,
the brain
that's
figure
cool.
could go in the cockpit too.
Oh my
Boom.
gosh.
So that is Gripper / Blacker. We'll just, from now on, I'll just use my
How
head
many
cannon.
toys is that then? Is that 3 toys in one?
I guess
With
because of the little figure
robot?
inside there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just keeping track. I'm keeping count. I want to see what this
So
one
this
would
is
add up to.
Flame.
Okay.
So go ahead and take all those parts off. We'll get the parts off here to the side because we'll need them for the super robot.
Okay.
And this one has one of the more unique methods of transforming into a super robot.
Okay.
And it's kind of interesting. We'll see in a second because
Okay.
with
Where's
being
this?
only made
Does
of
he have a
3.
brain?
Yeah, you can pop that down too. Yep.
Look at that.
And they're basically miniature versions of the large robot if you look at it.
Yeah.
He's got the same chest thing, but he can't transform into a car.
But his arms go up,
Yeah,
right?
his arms
go
can
up.
swivel at the hip, at
He can
the
sit.
shoulder, and his legs go up together. They're attached, but they do go up at the same time to build a sit.
Oh, there, he can
It's a
sit.
sitting position.
But want to see his little face? Here we go.
I'll put it on the screen during the editing process. But yeah, so this is Flame. So let's see what he turns into a Lamborghini, which is kind of a very popular car amongst a lot of early Transformers.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this guy back in.
Sunstreaker, Sideswipe.
Lamborghini.
yep.
Okay, all right. So that.
They all transform essentially the same way, except for the legs popping up on this, and the legs will fold up on this. But that folds down and snaps into place. Yep.
Okay, I got that.
And the legs will fold, over and kind of go into position too. Yep. And Supersonic here will transform the exact same way.
I'm not doing something right.
You see, all you do is kind of pinch it in a
Okay,
little
looks
bit.
like it's got metal inside
Yeah, there's a
there.
little piece of metal in there. Yep. Oh, yeah, I see what's wrong. It's the fist that you put away.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
something wasn't.
I'm trying to
going
put
right.
this back. So yeah, put the fists away. That was one part you didn't do.
So when you say put the fist away.
Put the arms up
Oh.
and the fist folded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Now
what
we
I
should
did,
go
yeah.
and transform.
All right. So that's up.
Mm-hmm.
Fist down.
Arms down. Hood of the car snaps into place.
And I had that before.
Yeah.
Got it?
Now those should be in the position a little bit easier now because the fists are out.
Perfect. Perfect.
This should kind of go together.
Yeah, I just did it.
Boom. All right.
And that.
So that is flame, and he's got a flame pattern on his hood. So that's his European
And that
name.
goes up if you want.
Yeah, you can pop that up to reveal the cockpit. Although since he left the brain
There
in
it
there, he's kind of his backside is still. All right. Lastly, we'll go ahead and do supersonic.
Okay.
The exact same transformation.
All right. And weapons
Just a different
off.
type of car. He's more of a red racing car now.
Weapons off. Here comes his guns.
Yep.
And a sword.
Yep. And do the fists again.
Yep. I just checked it. I learned
You did,
something.
you
I was
did.
like, does he have fists? He does. Do it like this so you can see what I'm doing.
So this was released in Europe after Japan had it, and the kind of this weird gray area where like U.S. Generation 1 was over,
Yeah.
but Generation 2 hadn't started yet.
Right. Never.
So he's kind of in that gray area. So some people consider this a Generation 2 toy
Okay.
for that reason. So, but I would say because he came out in Japan during their Generation 1.
This is when you were finding these on the discount shelf in KB.
Except, except for they wouldn't have, maybe in Japan.
Right. Not
in
these,
Europe,
but just
yeah.
Generation 1 Transformers.
Yeah,
It was a weird era.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right. Now, another thing that's cool about these guys is, we mentioned this before, that not a lot of work was done in the early days of having stuff to do with the weapons.
Yeah.
Right? These guys do make good use of their weapons. So this thing here, which is going to become a foot piece of armor for it later on, okay? This can plug onto the hood.
The same thing with this one?
And be like a gun that shoots forward.
I see a little hole.
Yeah,
Goes
little
like
hole
that.
there. So it's got little guns in it. Each of their swords has the ability to... the sword has a gun built into it, so it's like a gun sword.
Yeah.
Right? So the swords can plug in on the sides. Whichever the side has a hole and a peg for it.
That's not the right...
You want a peg. Is there no peg on that one? Oh, they lied to me on this one here. So this one, I guess you could maybe... yeah, that's weird.
It's got some holes, but I'm not sure where it goes.
That
works.
Yeah. And these little fist things here have these guns that can kind of fold back. And they also you also can put them on the guy too, somewhere.
Get it before Ronan eats it.
Yeah.
There we go.
You can put them on the side too if you want. It has little side guns or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, they basically there's pegs on there you can store and stuff. And for gripper here, this can go on
I'll let you fix
the
that.
roof, and this thing here can fit on the top there too. And his sword also could go on the side. This just pops in. Yeah.
So these seem really solidly constructed, but we've had more pieces fall off of these than anything. And
but what's
many
nice
times
is it's made to kind of go back together though too. So it's not a big deal. So these guys they're in their like battle modes and stuff now. So if we want to transform these into their super robot mode, we need to get all the weapons off first.
Okay. Set everything off again.
Set everything off.
This reminds me of the Road Blasters car.
Oh, okay.
Again, my favorite video game since you get to shoot people.
And I will help you with this one because this is not intuitive at all. All right. For the two guys, for Flame and Supersonic, they form the legs.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is basically flip the hood back and over. And the hood. That would be the cockpit. Yeah.
Like this?
Huh? And then,
Sit back.
Yep, just flip it over like that. Now they're basically in leg mode minus a couple steps we're going to do in a second.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter which one's right or left, but whichever one of these things goes with the guy goes with, and then match the colors there. Or if you want to mix it up, you can alternate colors. When you unfold it straight like this, the peg just goes in the door like so. So now it's a leg. Right?
Okay. Let's see.
So let's say this is the right leg now. I'll have to make him the left leg.
Like this. No. Like this. Right? No.
Yeah. Flip the blue thing out so the blue thing's no longer straight now. It's more like a foot.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
Flip
this.
the gray thing up straight and then just plug that on yours to be the red peg.
Yeah.
Onto the door.
Like this.
Yeah. Boom. So now it's a right and left leg. Well, yep, we did.
Okay.
We did. Okay.
Now
here's the hardest one here now because this one makes zero sense unless you really know what you're doing. And this is one of the things that makes this one a weird combiner too.
Boy.
You see? So Gripper's arms can go up and down, right? But he's also got this extra second joint in there. You can do that
He's
too.
double jointed.
Okay. And
Is that pretty rare?
it's done that way because of the combiner mode method. Okay. So these are the combiner arms. And we're going to flip these down like that.
Oh.
And these two little pieces here that look like little fists, they're going to plug in on each end of these here. That's completing the arms. So it kind of gives him little dinky arms.
Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right.
He's going to kind of get it so it's like that, so he can put something in his hands.
Okay.
Other than that, right? Okay, now for his for the legs, you want to pull them out and then go the sideways like that and kind of pick them up. And now these little spaces here are for attaching one of these guys.
Right on top of the head,
Yep,
right?
so put it in there. Until it clicks. It should go down until it clicks. Boom. All right. So now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This splits.
So now for the guns.
Uh-huh.
He's got this thing here where you can kind of form like a super gun or super sword gun, whatever they call it.
Form super sword.
Yeah. All of them stacked together. That's like his super sword now.
Okay.
And this is going to be the shield that goes onto the chest to make him into Road King mode. Right?
Nice.
And this is the super robot head. So these guns fold down, and we fold this thing up, revealing the super robot's face.
Oh, that's neat.
And then it just fits over Gripper's face.
It's like a mask. And then where does this
You
go?
go in any one of the arms. Any one of the
Okay.
fists, or whatever I should say.
Okay. So like this?
Yeah, you just pick any one of the pegs that'll fit on it. Yeah, the blue one's probably one that's intended to be on it. And then maybe kind of angle it so it's more like a cutting type motion. So this is Road King's robot mode.
Wow, that's very elaborate.
Sideways Thunder Thighs. Right?
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Lay off the energon, buddy.
His arms look decent with the shield in there because it kind of hides where the joint is. You know, but they're still kind of dinky arms otherwise for the rest of his body. They don't even come down to his
he's
knees.
a little disproportionate.
But very unique method of combining
Yeah.
to a super robot with only 3 guys. You know, usually it's going to be 4, 5. 5 is the most common.
Yeah.
A few of them are 6 here and there.
That's amazing how that was engineered.
Yeah.
And that you can remember all of those steps.
Yeah. And then I had to kind of assemble this and put it together slowly over time because I didn't buy it as a gift set.
Now you keep them displayed separately?
I keep them displayed separately. And I have the brain figures out and displayed in front of them so you can see how it all goes. But yeah. So there are only 4 of the Brainmasters. These were 3 of the 4. The other one was a character named Starsaber, which we'll do eventually. Starsaber was the leader of the Autobots for this particular cartoon. Victory is where it came from. And he's kind of like a swordsman version of Optimus Prime.
I didn't notice what he is. He's an
Autobot. These are Autobots, yeah. So the Brainmaster, the good guy. In Victory, which we talked about when we did the breast masters, the armor masters, whatever we call them here, whatever I call them here in America. Yeah. The toys kind of came out so they were kind of like opposites, enemies of each other, right? So when we did Kaisertron or Lio Kaiser, whatever the one with all the little guys with the chest came off, right? Yeah. This was like their match. So typically in the cartoon, Road King would fight against Lio Kaiser. And then when we did the Dino Force way back when, they would usually fight against the Multi-Force, which we did that one too. Those are the guys who can stack on top of each other different ways. So each one had their kind of like opposite that they would fight all the time in that cartoon.
And this didn't get released in the United States?
Never.
Okay.
Never, yeah.
And was between G1 and then when G2
Yeah, I'm gonna guess the date here just from memory. I think this was like 89. Okay, 90 was the end of Transformers in America. Okay, for a couple of years. Then 92 is when G2 started in America. So this was right at the tail end of that, when basically Japan kind of broke off from the United States completely. It got worse every year. So like the year of Headmasters, they were pretty much the same. The next year when Master Force came out, again we had Power Master Optimus Prime. They had Jinrai. So it was supposed to be a different character with the same basic toy. And there was a few new toys that only Japan got for that one. Yeah. By the time Victory came out, America saw none of these. There was no correlation, except for the Micromaster type toys. But anyway.
How did you find out that this existed?
Oh, the golden era of the internet.
It's
I graduated college in '95, got my first computer with internet capability.
You discovered listservs.
And you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much more out there that I had no idea about. Yeah. You're like, oh, I want to find out all the different types of Transformers there are. Oh my gosh, there's so many I didn't even know that they existed that I didn't have before. And then thus this begins, this whole thing down here. But,
right, so many that I can't even remember what's down here, what's all down here. So this show is much a revelation to me as it is to anybody else watching.
Now this guy hasn't got any modern recreations of it. Okay, the only other version of this that came out that I'm aware of was a company called Kabaya in Japan makes a little model kit versions of Transformers toys that come with gum, so they're sold in candy stores. So there's a version of this from that Transformers line. I've got several of those toys too, of course. So I don't have them all because some of them I don't know. I just some of them were, I thought were cool enough, and I didn't feel like I had to get all the Kabaya toys. But I do know there's a Kabaya Road Caesar / Road King there. But yeah, so the Brainmasters Road King, Japanese exclusive combiner, with only involves 3 guys. So they had to get creative how to make him. Little tiny arms, giant thunder thigh legs, but still pretty cool.
No, that is very cool. Yeah. And let me see how heavy he is when he's together. Yeah. Oh, that's a substantial toy.
A pound or 2, probably.
Yeah, that'll hurt if you drop it on your toe.
Yeah.
So fun.
So that's if you didn't know about this toy, now you do. Go look it up.
Well, speaking of things that we didn't know about. So that's a good segue.
Well, let's talk about
the beer that we're going to talk about this time. Okay, I have a little backstory for you guys. So, Dave knows this about me, but I'm going to share with our audience. I have a favorite convenience store. Yes, I am that weirdo. My favorite convenience store is QT. Now, I don't know if QT is a national chain, but they're very big in the Midwest. They're known for their big red square logo with the white QT.
QT stands for?
I'm not sure.
QuickTrip.
QuickTrip. Yeah, I wouldn't want to say quality time, because I feel like I have quality time every time.
Most people don't say QuickTrip; they say go to QT.
But I love QT, and so anyway, recently I was just doing the old rabbit hole, watching videos, checking out websites to learn more about stuff I saw, and somehow I accidentally stumbled upon the fact that QT in the late 70s and 80s had its own brand of beer, and I couldn't believe it. And I sent this picture that I found on eBay of old beer cans, and I told Dave about it. I'm like, this is so cool. Next thing I know, guess what I get for Mother's Day? My own can from my collection of QT Quittin Time beer from the 70s and 80s. Check it out.
It's an old actual pull tab on the top.
It's got a pull tab, yeah.
Someone drained the beer out of the bottle and punched holes in it.
But the can is in great shape. They had regular and they had light.
We'll put pictures on the
what I couldn't determine is why they stopped. Everywhere I looked, there was no real reason why it was discontinued. But here's the best part. Just discovered this very, very recently. Well, first of all, I can tell you the history of Quittin Time beer before I tell you the piece de resistance, okay? This is from QT's website. History of Quittin Time beer. QuickTrip's Vice President of Marketing, Wyatt Phillips, was finishing a long work day in 1977 when this dude named Chester Cadeau walked into his office. I'm not sure who Chester was. I'll have to look that up too, but apparently he was important enough to be part of the story.
Right, good job, Chester.
So Chester waved at Wyatt and said, "Hey, it's Quittin Time." And when Wyatt heard Chester stop, it said Wyatt heard Chester stop, turn around, and poke his head into the office. He knew immediately what Chester was thinking. After weeks of struggling and brainstorming, QuickTrip's proprietary beer had the perfect name, Quittin Time.
And that's the story. QT.
Yeah, exactly. So, they apparently had this great story behind it, started selling this beer. Apparently it was very popular in certain parts of the country. And then it just stopped. Until now. Fast forward a few weeks ago. Again, I'm on the internet and I see this story pop up on social media from our local news channel saying QT was re-releasing Quittin Time beer. And I sent the little link to Dave, and guess what he brought home? A 6-pack of Quittin Time beer.
I went out within a couple of days and just went and did it.
Dave, would you like to grab the Quittin Time beer for us?
Yeah.
So tonight, in front of our audience, our friends on this channel, we're going to try the newest version of Quittin Time beer.
Here's what it looks like now.
So
here's the old, here's the new.
So, after 4 decades of not being out there, Quittin Time has decided to re-release. And here's what's interesting. This time it's being brewed with a craft brewer called Marshall Brewing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They say it is crafted with high-quality malted barley and hops. They say it's light. They say it's crisp. They say it's refreshing.
We'll be the judge of this.
That's right. We're going to see. They say it's the perfect companion to the end of a workday. This happens to be the end of a workday, so we're going to find out. So Marshall Brewing Company itself, I find it fascinating because it's a 7,500 square foot working craft beer facility in Tulsa, and they say their brewmaster Eric Marshall created this recipe. So here we go. Yeah.
All right. So this is premium beer.
Yes, premium beer. I'm not even sure.
It's very light colored. Off the bat.
They don't say if it's a lager or an ale or a pilsner. So I'm gonna guess.
Looks like a light beer to me. 4.3% alcohol per volume. 12 ounces. Doesn't say anything outside. It has the government warning and brewed and canned by Marshall Brewing, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Doesn't say what kind of beer.
I'm gonna guess it's a lager.
It looks like a lager.
It looks like Bud Light to me.
So it
So
tastes like
let's
Bud Light
smell.
too. It's a little hazy, unless that's just from the coldness. But it's very light colored.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of
Tastes
smell.
like, it smells like bread.
Yeah, the smell's not like overpowering. Just a little very light odor to it too.
Oh yeah, very light. That is an easy drinking beer. That's a beer you could sit out on a boat all day and drink a whole 12 pack.
I'm getting a
and
little.
be good to go.
Yeah, everything's light. This is light. This is like a light beer. At least I would classify this as a light beer. There's a light peppery.
Yeah, it's peppery at the
A little
end.
peppery to it.
It reminds me of the beer we drank in college. It's a little light, but it's good.
It's not as cheap as that beer you probably got.
It is not. No, that's the thing. You're gonna pay a premium price.
It's $10 for a 6-pack locally where we bought it.
So I'm not sure where all you can get this. They launched it in Tulsa. They said it has spread to Kansas City, Wichita, and is now in St. Louis. So if you're in any of those areas,
It's almost like there's a truck driving from Tulsa,
yeah,
slowly dropping it off as it goes.
but I mean, I've seen they've actually been advertising along the road. I've seen Quittin Time signs, and I love the can. I love those colors.
I think this is a better can than the old can.
I do too.
Yeah, a lot more going on with
Well,
this
that's more
can.
corporate. That's the QT logo that we know and love
Well,
today.
that's here on the top. It's
Yeah,
in there,
but this just, I don't know. That's just a little craftier. That's a little more fun.
I mean,
I like the kind of the zoomy letters.
old methods where they're doing things versus new methods. This is like printed on the metal.
Yeah.
This is actually a sticker that goes on the can.
No,
That's
okay.
more of a modern way of doing things, right?
This is ice cold. This is perfect camping beer. This
Oh.
also would be great
You got a
with
song about
chili.
that.
I do. I'm just saying. But it would be good to offset something spicy. So
Yeah.
that's fun.
No,
it's fun for the novelty and nostalgia.
It's a great basic beer.
Yeah.
I mean, is this going to be like winning awards?
Yeah.
Maybe, I guess.
No.
I don't want to denigrate it at all,
No,
but it's a beer. It's a
Mostly,
regular beer.
it's fun to me because I'll never get to know what the original Quittin Time tastes like.
What if we do find an old can that's full? Would you drink it?
No, because we would die. But it is fun to have an opportunity to at least try what it's become, the evolution of Quittin Time. So I have both of these cans now. Maybe someday I'll get a Quittin Time light can. So I have.
Was that the original 2 flavors? Just Quittin Time, Quittin Time
yes,
Light?
they're just
They'd
regular
have Quittin Time
light.
Dry, Quittin Time
No,
Dark.
they didn't get that far. Yeah,
Quittin Time IPA.
I think it
Is that all
got
coming out now?
discontinued by the time those trends hit. You know, ice, Quittin Time Ice.
Quittin
So-
Time Barrel Age.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, they might do that since it's actual craft brewery doing it now. I don't know who was brewing it back in the day.
Yeah, there's no information on this.
No
whole can.
information on this can. It
There's
just says
probably-
Oklahoma.
There's probably
on the top.
pre-labeling laws.
Yeah.
It's like it's
So-
beer. What do you want to know? But yeah.
But that's fun. So thank you, Dave, for finding both of those for
You're
me. But just a little cute side story. We haven't been to the brewery, but a little insight into my kind of collection obsession. So anyway, but yeah, if you have a chance to get it and you live in these areas, I say go for it.
You have a QT. Go look for it. Go look for it
Yeah.
today. All right, so we're getting ready to wrap things up here. So if you'd like to know more about the Brainmasters and the Road Caesar, which is, again, was his original name before I monkeyed around with it, you can look on the tfwiki.net, the Transformers Wiki. My opinion, hands down, the best resource for just information about Transformers in general. I always like to name drop Chris McFeely. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll fix it on the screen if I do. If he has one about these guys per se, he definitely has one about Star Saber. So Star Saber is also a Brainmaster, so he has a transformation scheme like this with the little guy that goes to the chest and stuff. But if he has one on the Road Caesar or the Brainmasters, I will, of correct that on the screen here as we're looking at here now, so you can look more about that. If you'd like to know about any other Transformer that we haven't talked about, drop us a line here on YouTube, and we'll be happy to review that, put it on our schedule, and we'll do it as soon as we can. Look for our more SIPs coming out all the time as I keep acquiring new toys. The people love the SIPs. We get more hits on the SIPs. They love the SIPs. But yeah, so that's if you'd like to know more about Transformers, either this one or future ones, let us know.
And if you have any beer you'd like us to try, a local favorite like Quittin Time, or a brewery, distillery, or spirit, please drop us a line below, and we'd be happy to try to see if we can find it and give it a whirl.
So as we finish up here now, thanks for joining us here. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for subscribing. Hit all those buttons down there below. You know what to do. It's YouTube. We appreciate every one of you.
We sure do.
Thanks for watching us here on BeerFormers.
Where the meets the ride.
Cheers! Quittin' Time.
Quittin' Time.